Is Austin Butler really singing in Elvis movie? It's no secret that some fans doubted Austin Butler's ability to embody the late Elvis Presley in Baz Luhrmann's 2022 film Elvis. Several other Hollywood heartthrobs like Harry Styles and Miles Teller auditioned for the role. However, Butler backed the role for Elvis, and there's a reason why. Taking the role of one of America's greatest singers and personalities is a massive deal. Austin Butler knew he was presented with a massive opportunity. He understood the assignment and immediately put all of his efforts into embodying the king by practicing for 2 years straight. Determined not to make Elvis some sort of caricature, he strove to find the man behind the musical icon, embodying him over 3 decades of his life from ages 21 to 42. In the same interview with Entertainment Tonight, he explained how he dropped everything in his life and became obsessed over Elvis. He started reading and watching everything that he could about his life, from his career and friendships to his marriage, and began to build a foundation. The result is a very natural, authentic screen presence that makes Elvis come across like a real man instead of a cipher. When it came to selecting the man who would play Elvis in his biopic, however, Butler wasn't even the first choice. Famous singers like Harry Styles were initially considered. However, Luhrmann found his Elvis through Butler's unconventional audition tape, which the actor sent in wearing a bathrobe and sitting at a black piano. Fueled by some emotional turmoil in his own life, Butler performed the heart-wrenching song Unchained Melody, which impressed Luhrmann so much that he invited Butler in for a personal meeting. According to the director, it didn't feel rehearsed, but real. Interestingly, the song Butler sang for the auditions didn't feature in the movie until Elvis's later years. Butler does all the singing in the movie. Did you know the Carrie Diaries alumni does all the singing in the biopic? In a June interview with Us Weekly, Butler talked about his love for music. He said, "Music has always been a part of my life, but always a very private thing. It was just my own form of therapy. I knew that singing aspect of the role was going to be something I really wanted to give everything I had to." And he did give everything. Production enlisted voice coaches from all over the world, including New York and Los Angeles, to ensure that the Switch at Birth actor sounded exactly like the Can't Help Falling in Love crooner. "I sang every day and would do my singing exercises first thing in the morning," Butler recalled to Entertainment Weekly. Butler continues, "It is really like a muscle. Through filming, I started noticing notes that I couldn't hit in the beginning. Suddenly now I could hit those notes." He added, "I was widening my range, but it's not just singing. You're having to find vocal mannerisms. That could be a little tricky." Although Butler sings all of the early musics featured in Elvis, also starring Tom Hanks, Olivia de-Jong, and Dacre Montgomery, his voice is blended with the real-life Elvis in the latter half of the film. Given all of the early praise Butler has received, it's clear he was born to play Elvis, a fact his ex-girlfriend Vanessa Hudgens knew all along. During an April interview with Vogue, Butler revealed it was Hudgens who first encouraged him to pursue the role. "You need to play Elvis," she told him after having the epiphany. Elvis's voice. Beyond singing, Butler had to sound like Elvis during his everyday life. I'd hear him say a certain word and I would clip just that bit out so I knew how he said that word. He told Entertainment Weekly, "I created my own archive of how he said every word and every diphthong and the way that he used musicality in his voice. Help from the internet." Production aside, Butler outsourced to Elvis lovers on the internet for his research. There are so many people out there who are super fans who compile these websites that have the most amazing resources, he said. "I scoured all of them. I looked at every YouTube video I could find and every film that I could watch, and I started making my own." Other things Butler did to prepare himself for the movie was listening to voice recordings of himself as Elvis while he slept. Dance moves. Besides singing, Butler had to also learn how to dance like Elvis for the movie. According to EW, Butler worked through a variety of dance styles to find his Elvis moves, from the famous tiptoe strut to his little quirks, the leg shakes, and the jitters. Your muscles get quite fatigued and you have to build up stamina with those things. "My body still feels it," he told EW. Even in the way he danced as the king, it was all about that central watchword, humanity. "We'd find these moments that could somehow express that," he said of he and the film's movement coach, Polly Bennett. "You want it to be identical, but it's got to feel like it's never happened before." But how? As Esquire put it to him in a video online, did Butler learn to shake like Elvis? It was the product of a lot, and we mean a lot, of hard work. "I had 2 years of doing nothing but obsessing," Butler recalls, laughing. "There's so much footage of Elvis out there, it's overwhelming at first, it's so surreal." That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this one.